Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
And welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jefferson's. Chiefs win, so do you. 50-cent wings after the Chiefs win. And Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin, ready for a whiter and straighter smile this holiday season. From now until the end of the year, they are taking $250 off the Invisalign treatment, and it does include retainers. So also $50 for their glow whitening treatment. That's pretty cool. I mean, Glow includes both in-office whitening treatment and a take-home kit. So get your appointment today at 417-622-0404. I mean, it's like $300, $450, something like that for I don't know. That's a lot off, though. Wes Underwood,
cool.
Tony, Jensen, welcome back, guys.
Hey.
That'd make a good Christmas gift. How much you say that was?
$250 and then $50. I think total it's like a $450 savings because I think their glow whitening is quite a bit, but they're offering $50 off, and I think they're taking off a little bit more too by giving you that free take home kit.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely worth getting. But before we buckle in, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button. And we got a good one once again for y'all. And here we go. So we'll get right to it. Ghetto Tacos NCAA football talk, top 25 back. Welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast, brought to you by Jefferson's. Chiefs win, so do you. 50-cent wings after the Chiefs win. And kind of sad after last week and the week before. That's 2 weeks in a row that Tony didn't get 50-cent wings. He's pretty sad about it. But
yeah,
probably happy the Chiefs lost, though.
Yeah, that's the only good part about that.
And
I don't get 50-cent wings, but I mean, I've still gone. Last time I went, I almost didn't get wings. I almost got that dish we got, but man, it's always hard to choose against wings.
It is hard to choose against wings, especially when that dish is as good as it was with mac and cheese and chicken.
Yeah, it's such a tough choice.
Also brought to you by Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin. Ready for a whiter, straighter smile and get it this holiday season. From now until the end of the year, I mean, we got a few weeks left here, a couple weeks left. $250 off Invisalign treatment. Does include retainers and $50 off their glow whitening treatment. So the retainers is where you get the deal there, and then the $50 off. So that's where it comes out to the $400. So that's $250 there. Retainers are about $200. So it's pretty cool. But and then you get the in-office whitening treatment. That one's hard to say in a row there. In-office whitening instead of in whitening office, you know. And then the take-home kit. So get your appointment today at 417-622-0404. Underwood along with Tony, Jensen. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, surviving. 100-degree temperature yesterday, back to normal within the hour, and then, weird.
Yeah, it's weird. But I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah. Same here. Ready to go into Christmas break on the upside.
Yeah.
But,
For sure. Give yourself a little bit extra holiday.
Yeah.
He planned it.
I mean, if I planned it, it would have been tomorrow. But,
Fair enough.
Also, before we buckle in, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button. And, got a good show once again for y'all. So, here we go. Get right to it. Ghetto Taco NCAA basketball talk now. Make sure you head to Ghetto Tacos tomorrow to see Santa and get some salsa. Yeah. Tacos, Santa, salsa, 12 to 2. I mean, personally, for me, I'd be there for the nachos. But, yeah. So, NCAA basketball, the only ones I don't really approve of. I like where Arizona's at, but I'm going to get to KU here. I know I don't like them. I know they're not a favorite team of mine. Normally, I'm okay with them being in the top 5 this early, but let's see. You go up against Mizzou, 7-3 now. At the time, they had 2 losses. I think either Mizzou deserves more respect losing by 9 to KU because KU's had no issues with them the last 2 seasons that they've gotten to play each other. But, I mean, yeah, if that's an indicator, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm not happy with where they're at. Top 10, yeah, but not at 2. Tennessee, they're
Is
in the
Mizzou in
top
it?
25. Do what?
Is Mizzou in it?
No, they're on the outskirts right now.
That's good. That's where
I
they
think if they
deserve to be.
beat,
Yeah,
I
where they
think if they
belong.
beat, no, if they beat Illinois, they'll be in. I guarantee they get a top 25.
Nope. Not
I
gonna
think they'll
happen.
be right on the outskirts for the whole season, but I do believe they make the tournament
And they
unless if
won't.
something goes awry.
They'll make the tournament, be out in the first round, lose to some school with a 200 person population.
Lose to Florida Atlantic.
Well,
Yeah.
they did lose to Jackson State earlier this year, so anything's possible.
Ooh.
So, you know. Only other one I have an issue with, 6-3, Tennessee in the top 25. I mean, Jensen, you and I were talking before, but they're not the only 6-3 team in there, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy because Duke is 6-3, but Duke is number 21 when Tennessee's also 6-3 and they're 12. Like that's a huge difference.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and again, you've got Arizona who's undefeated. It's kind of like the college football playoff thing going on. I mean, Florida State deserved to be in there, but I guess they saw otherwise. So basketball,
Allegedly.
huh?
Allegedly deserve to be in there.
I mean, we'll see. Once they play their game, we'll see. I do like the playoff idea where they should just go ahead and let them play off to get in to that spot, but I think it'd be funny.
Yeah,
But
I'm cool with it.
it'd probably rake in a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe in the near future with this next bracket we get next year, top 10, it's going to be interesting. But, you know, I don't know. Basketball, I don't like the early rankings in basketball. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's cool to see the predictions, but to keep them ranked this early in the season, maybe after Christmas, maybe after the new year. I mean, that's when things start getting heated up is the second half and going into March, obviously. So I don't know. Maybe bring it out before March and then start having teams just like, oh, where are we going to be? Oh, that's cool. We're top 25. Yeah. I don't know. I think it'd be
Well,
better that way.
why do you feel that way whenever football does it the same way?
Football is a little more like, I don't know. I guess with the top 10 coming in for football, I think it makes more sense. But for the top 4, why do you have any other rankings but the top 4? Maybe the top 10. But basketball, there's so many teams out there. And anybody who catches fire in basketball, yeah, I know it could be the same in football, but typically your top teams are going to be in the top 25 in football because they change it. Basketball's so sporadic. I mean, one week you could have like a team like Rhode Island in there, and then the next week they're out, and then you don't even hear from them again. At least in football, they're on the outskirts, like just barely looking out. And if someone major loses, then they're right back in. But basketball, you get tossed so far out. I don't know.
Well,
Basketball's different.
there's so many games in basketball compared to football.
That too.
You
It's
know?
Yeah, but
harder.
it's a lot.
It's harder to pay attention when you have like 40 games a season.
Right. It's more boring, so that's why they have to like attract people in with the top 25. It all makes sense.
It might. I mean, NFL season
You're-
definitely trumps
You're
it.
not agreeing with him right now.
I
No,
do
way
for
you're
now.
agreeing.
I mean,
I'm
it's a
offended.
good. Don't get me wrong. I like basketball, but it doesn't bring in half the viewership that football does.
No.
March Madness is an exception, but it's like shooting a shotgun. You're bound to hit something, right? There's a bunch of games going on at one time, and they name it March Madness, right? Like, I'm just saying. Like,
Okay. Okay.
It's different. It really is. I'm not 100% on board, but I get where he's coming from.
Yeah, but we always get where Tony's coming from, but doesn't mean it's right, is another.
I don't know. That one might be
I'm just speaking
persuaded by
facts.
some barbecue or wings or something, maybe. Or if he wears a Chiefs jersey the next time he's on.
Yeah, you gotta buy it though.
Oh, I've got plenty.
Yeah, but they'll fit me and won't rip.
Yeah. Think I could. I always buy big sizes. I want them to last a while.
Fair enough. You know you're gonna grow into it.
Yeah, are you only gonna keep getting larger?
Never know. Hopes
Big
are
boy
high.
West.
But anyway, next up we talk NFL and AFC West. As of this week, it's anyone's. Well, at least two teams anyway. We got the Broncos, and I mean, I guess we could add in the Raiders last night just dominating the Chargers because there's no Justin Herbert. They were up 28-0 at one point. So, I mean, kudos to them. They've turned it around. I like their interim coach, as have many of the years past, but I don't know. I feel like the Chargers are out. Raiders they're there. They're knocking. But also, before we get started, I'll go ahead and talk on the Tony offsides because I know it's going to be brought up at some point. But, I mean, you also got to remember there was a no-call fumble that should have been the Chiefs' ball. And for some reason, it was, I don't even know, contested as a catch. Don't even know what the refs were doing at that point because I was sitting there in the upper deck watching this game unfold and just watching the refs. At one point in the game, one of the refs had the flag in his hand, saw something, and just tucked it back away in his pocket. And one of the Bills guys goes, "Yeah, you better put that back in your pocket. Mahomes ain't on the field." And I'm like, what? And then you heard multiple Chiefs fans obviously saying some things as well. And then
Old crybaby
you also saw
Mahomes.
Mahomes blow up. Do what?
Old crybaby Mahomes.
Well, I mean, he's
Who-
not any worse. We'll
who
get there.
holds?
He's not any worse than Tom Brady. He did it for years. We saw Elway do it for years. Nobody complained when Elway did it. Elway at one point got the officials to make fans be quiet so he could play better. That's not fair when you're on the road. I mean,
Yeah.
who's going to get a penalty for their fans? I can see if they're throwing like beer bottles and
Big
food at him.
crybaby Elway. Yeah, he's a baby too, just like Mahomes. I'm
Nah.
not saying they're all babies.
But
yes.
he's not the first
Tom
to do it.
Brady,
You got
LeBron.
Montana, you got Marino, you got Manning. They all complained about it at points in the game. So.
Babies. Yes, they're all entitled. They play a game for a living. They're obviously big babies.
You would
Well,
be
yeah.
pissed if that play happened and then
Absolutely, but guess what? It's a game. You know, I'm a millionaire. I get paid to go play a game. You know, why am I going to be so upset to go throw a helmet on the ground? Like, screw it. I'll go home with my $1 million. You know, like
Even happy-go-lucky Aaron Rodgers just chilling on the Pat McAfee show for now. I mean, he's said he had the right to be upset about it.
yeah,
So.
sure,
we
you
had
can be
talked
upset
about
about it, but you can be upset about it, but that should not be acceptable still. Like at the end of the day, yeah, you're allowed to be upset.
Should
can say
they have
something,
been fined? Yeah.
That's
Obviously,
toxic.
you can't do that.
Like I don't care what you say. Like otherwise, I mean, it's toxic at the end of the day. Like you don't throw stuff around. You know, like that's throwing a tantrum. That's not a good example for our youth. They're like, oh, one play didn't go our way, and we lost one game out of the regular season. You know, like it's not like they haven't been on the other side of the spectrum as well. Like they've screwed over other teams, like the refs have, when the Chiefs have been playing. It's going to happen, right? And at the end of the day, Vegas controls everything, anyways. So like that's not an exception for him to be a baby and be throwing shit.
That's
really
why
not.
Vegas's team is winning now, huh?
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, it's valid from all the points. I mean, I just wanted to say what everybody else has been saying. Honestly, though, being there, watching it all, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Don't get me
Chiefs'
wrong, I
offense
think-
looked horrible. Mahomes is fine. Kelsey's fine. These young guys and Scantling, I mean, Scantling's even fine. He's got enough yards this year. He's got some touchdowns. he's not too livid about it. I mean, he's just there having fun. It's what you're there to do. But I mean, it's not Mahomes' fault though. It's the young receivers just trying to get ready. I mean, Rashee Rice, he's done well. Ross, he's been out for a while, got suspended for 6 games. A lot of people forget that. He's the guy who took a lot of the pressure away from Kelsey and Valdez-Scantling because Ross is a freak athlete. I mean, he can go up, climb the ladder, and grab the ball, and then you add Rice into that. So we'll see this week versus the Patriots what they can do. I mean, it's going to be different because they're going to have 3 guys with pretty good hands as opposed to 2, and then being able to watch what's his face, Travis Kelce. There you go. Hey, look, I call him what's his face. But yeah, you see Travis Kelce. I mean, he'll get some yards this week. He got him last week. He had no problem, and then the line for Mahomes also has been pretty bad. Like, they didn't allow as many sacks, but the pressure, it's been pretty bad. They've gotten to him. They've knocked him to the ground. They've hit him. They've pushed him. They've shoved him. They've pulled his hair, whatever that, I don't know, everything that's going on back there. But long story short, who wins the West? Will it be the Broncos? Will it be the Raiders? Or will it be the Chiefs?
Crickets.
I mean,
It's hard. 3 solid teams at this point right now.
I
2
mean,
of them on the uptrend, 1 of them in the middle.
I mean, you would think that the Chiefs would, with as much talent as they have, like I'm not again, and just so we're clear about the other topic, I'm not like against like necessarily the Chiefs. The more like I just don't want him to be a baby, but I do agree. Like I would, yeah, I get being upset about the refs because they've been screwing over the whole league. So
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. It's not just
bad.
like right, but I think instead of I think Mahomes would be better off if he attacked that an issue as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, like there's like terrible reffing every single game. Like teams get screwed over week after week, like blatantly. Like if he wants to speak out about that, like I'd be 100% for him backing that. Like I'd back him up like as a person, and as a fan, because I don't think it's cool for the NFL to to screw over teams, or like even if it's the Chiefs. Like I don't care about it that much that I think they should get screwed over. Like I'd rather watch the game how it should be played.
Yeah. It's true. A lot of people do.
But going back to the other question, man, I don't know. It's going to be tough. I'm going to say the Chiefs win it, but I think it'll be a close race between them and San Diego.
So you're counting the Broncos out?
Oh, sorry, Broncos. I'm going to go with Broncos.
It's like San Diego, they gone.
Yeah, sorry. No, the Broncos. Yeah, whatever team that wasn't the Raiders that was in it. I just can't count on the Raiders to win the West.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I
Huh?
think I don't want to vote against the Chiefs, but we do have a lot of talent. We just need to like get our act together,
They're like a team.
Yeah, it's a team
Have fun.
sport. Yeah. But
The
yeah,
words of Rob Schneider, group hug in the shower.
ugh. Yeah, but I feel like Tony said, we have the most talent, I feel like, out of the other 2 teams. So hopefully on paper we should.
Yeah. Yeah, you would think on paper, yeah, it should be the Chiefs, but they've been they're inconsistent, like they're inconsistently bad.
I feel
Yeah.
bad for their defense. That's a dang good defense for the Chiefs, and same thing for the Broncos. Dang good defense for the Broncos. Same thing for the Raiders. Pretty solid defense for the Raiders, and yet the offenses just continue to struggle. So it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it in the AFC West where the defenses have been strong on 3 teams, and then there's really been only one offensive team in the league or in the division, which really is the Chargers. But because of the Chargers' defense and their woes on defense, the Chargers have lost a lot. So, which really, I mean, at this point, I mean, they're in it. But after last night's game, I just don't foresee them going any further. So, next in the NFL, we go ahead and talk Joe Flacco, who officially gets off the practice squad and could make a big impact here if he wins out and gets the team to the postseason. He could get $250,000 if he wins the wild card game, gets his team to the wild card. I mean, he could also win the division. So, I mean, if they win the division, then they make it to the divisional. And if he wins the divisional, he'll get $500,000 for that. If he makes it to the AFC Championship, he'll get $1 million for that. And then if he wins the Super Bowl, they'll pay him an additional $2 million. But currently, the Browns are 8-5. They are the 5 seed at the moment. And first off, do they make the postseason? They have the Bears, who have been pretty hot lately, the Texans, who can play some ball as well, the Jets, who could stop you. I mean, they proved that against the Chiefs and multiple other teams. And then you've got the Bengals. I mean, they could also stop you, but at the moment, I don't feel like they would them. And if that's the case too, if they win out or they win, how far do they go?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it'll be tough, but I'm rooting for them. Hopefully, they make it into the playoffs at least.
I mean, they're in right now, so that's good. That's a good start.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing for him is that he's coming in with a little bit of a head start, right? You could say.
Yeah.
So as long as he doesn't take doesn't take his foot off the pedal, and is consistent, and obviously if they thought that he was good enough from the practice squad, they could easily pick somebody else up, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, so they think he's good enough and he still has it, then cool. Maybe he's the right pick.
Yeah. Looked good last week.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. That they like believe in him enough to bring him up rather than get someone new.
Well, they had a pretty decent rookie that came in too. And then they're like, yeah, I don't think he's ready enough. And it's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, and Joe Flacco's been to a Super Bowl before.
Absolutely.
There we go.
So last up in the NFL, we go ahead and talk Ravens, and we'll stay in the AFC North. I mean, I feel there's about to be a lot of drama here in this division. The Ravens have the Jaguars coming up Sunday night at Jacksonville. Then they've got the game against the 49ers on Christmas Day, and then that will be prime time as well. Then they have the Dolphins at home, who could very well beat them at home. And then they have the Steelers to finish out the season at home. Steelers are not a joke either when it comes to the Ravens. They always play their hardest. I feel like that's one of the hardest games you see all year between those two teams. But all teams fighting for a spot in the postseason currently. My question is, do the Ravens win out and win the division, or do they lose a couple and play in the wild card and barely miss a division championship?
Who are you talking about?
The Ravens.
Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. And I mean, right now I think they're the best team in the AFC. I think they're going to win the Super Bowl. In fact, so I think they have plenty of talent. Lamar Jackson's playing pretty decent. Ultimately, I think they're the best team in the AFC. I say it's them in San Francisco.
I guess I put it to this term. We'll take it down 2 games. Do they win their next 2? Because you got Jacksonville and you got 49ers.
And they're both away, right?
Indeed.
They lose one of them, in my opinion.
Just one? All right. I could see that.
Plus, it helps the odds in Vegas.
And you guys already know my stance on away games versus home games. So with them both being away and them being on the road, I think it's easier to lose. What?
She's saying 0-2, folks.
I mean, I want to play it safe and say 1-1.
Just
But
say you agree with Tony.
I could be. I will
It's
never say
okay.
that. I will never say that.
I got a bunch of dubs tonight.
Good thing we waited for you.
Thank
What do you think, Wes?
I honestly think that they'll go 0-2 and then win out. It's really hard to go 4-0 there. Obviously, you guys are safe betting with the one loss, one win, but Jacksonville, I just feel like is scrappy enough to just pull it out. Even though they don't have Christian Kirk right now, I think that if Etienne comes out healthy, I guess that's my decider right there. And if I see this weekend before the game starts that Etienne will play, I think the run game and the pass game from Jacksonville will compete pretty well with the Ravens. I mean, Etienne's a stud, and then you've got the quarterback there and Trevor Lawrence. He's surprised me. I thought he was going to dud, but he's surprised me, and he's kept up. Doug
But they
Peterson.
didn't get hurt.
Huh?
They didn't get hurt.
They said they're and he's in. He did get hurt, but
I saw that too.
as of now, they're saying he's playing.
Okay.
So I'm not 100% on that, but the last report I read, he was playing. He was anticipating on playing.
Nothing. A little cortisone couldn't help.
Yeah, I mean, he walked it off. He said it hurt. He ended up walking it off. They ended up taking him to the locker room. He didn't come back in, obviously, but
It could have been worse. He could have broken his heart like Patrick Mahomes.
yeah. I think he
All
did break
right.
his heart when he went to Jacksonville. That
Yeah.
first year for him was pretty rough.
No, Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, that was last year, wasn't it?
Was it 2 years ago? Because they had Urban Meyer first. Urban Meyer and then Doug Peterson, I think, has been there 2 years now. So 3, yeah. 2-3 years ago. Excuse me.
It was back when you and I actually first started doing the podcast together. I remember that.
Yeah, that was a fun episode.
Nostalgic.
Absolutely. That one, I mean, just watching those headlines, that was just a weird situation down there. But
back in the good old days.
I was just about to say the podcast has only gotten better in these years. You're welcome.
More competitive division.
It's cool, I guess.
Whatever.
Next up, we talk NBA and I don't know at this point. Draymond Green, Tony, you and I really aren't surprised. Jensen, I don't think you're really surprised at all either. But this dude is now suspended indefinitely. His GM had to say on Thursday, part of the decision to not put a hard number on Green's suspension was to ensure there would be time for Green to get himself in a place, which haven't they said that before, where he needs to get himself in a place where he can be around the team long term. I mean, if he can't be around his team long term, he's had a few years there now. He's raised controversy over that time, but okay. But the Warriors are truly approaching the timeline as indefinite and have no idea in mind as to when Green could possibly return. The league says he has a few things to do first and get some stuff right. Then he can return. Your all's thoughts here? Any surprises? How many games do you think he's out?
Hopefully, until what's today? December 14th, 2024 is whenever I'd be okay for him to come back.
Okay.
I think he'll be back
Well,
in like less than 10 games.
less than 10?
Yeah,
I'm saying
that's probably what they'll do.
Like
But
in reality, yes.
I'm saying at least All-Star break. I mean, the Warriors aren't really special right now. They're
Yeah,
average.
but people like money, people like to win. So, and Draymond's like a key player. And I feel like he's like, you don't think so?
A thug.
He's like the powerhouse. Like he's like I feel like he brings energy to the team. Like, you know when you're in the huddle and you
He's their
have that
Mike Tyson. He's a live wire. You don't know what
he's
you're
so
going to
ugly.
get.
He's so ugly, he kind of scares you a little bit.
I mean, I agree with that. But yeah,
I
I
don't
think
like
in
him.
reality it'll be less than 10.
10 years. Okay. No.
I think they should like give him like hey, like this next one, like you do it, you're done, like you're out of the league.
I mean, I feel like at this point in his career, he's been in the league long enough. He's had multiple of these. I would agree.
And I think they should take his guaranteed money.
Should strip him of his championships.
I don't know. I don't want to go
Yeah,
that far,
but the way you guys are talking is
They
like,
did it to Pete Rose.
but you just said like, oh, he's
And he
been in
just
the league
gambled, which is now legal, except for the NFL.
he said like for how long he's been in the league and how many times this has happened that they should like get him out of the league. But I think it's the opposite. Like he's been in the league this long and it keeps happening and they haven't done anything about it yet. So why do you think something's gonna happen now?
right? We're just saying what should happen. I agree. I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you. Yeah, we're just saying like if we were the league, you know.
He did you just hear that? Tony agreed with me, so
Yeah, I'm mature enough to say that sometimes I agree with other people, like Jensen.
I'm not. But yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I agree.
And we'll move on in the NBA. We'll talk the Detroit Pistons. Could it get any more depressing? I mean,
Flint Tropics.
yeah. Except this team started the season 2-1 with hopes high, and then now they've lost 21 in a row. And well, tonight their odds of winning don't look promising at all as they square off against the 16-7 76ers. And this is the worst losing streak. Not yet. The 2010-2011 Cavs lost 26 at one point. In the NFL, the Chicago Cardinals in the 70s, they lost 29 games. FBS Division I football, the Northwestern Wildcats lost 34 straight from 1979 to 1982. Then Division I FCS, this is impressive. Prairie View A&M from 1989 to 1998 lost 80 consecutive games. Like,
What sport
right.
was this?
That was football, man. FCS Division I, not BCS, but FCS.
It's crazy.
And then the last one, a really odd one, kind of sad. NASCAR, one driver, JD McDuffie, 653 races, never won the big one, 27 years of driving, and to make it even worse, he died in his final race. And he finished in the top 10 106 times, but again, never won. But yeah, I don't know. Pistons just have looked horrible. Maybe a few games before we see any type of turnaround. But yeah, kind of depressing note to end on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw this meme though about like it was like a restaurant that's like promoting like our wings, like the 50-cent wings when the Chiefs win. It's like basically was like similar for the Pistons and then
For the
someone
losses or the wins?
right. Yeah. It was
Oh, they
promoted
didn't
as
care?
wins. Well, it was promoted as wins.
Oh.
So
As big as bet you can make.
So far this year, they've only gotten 2.
yeah, that's bad.
That's sad. I feel
Yeah.
bad for my fans. I feel bad for my customers. I would have a pity party and just give away free wings at that point.
Right?
I don't know. That'd be odd. We started this promotion. We're gonna have to end this promotion with the team. It's actually cost us money. Nobody's coming in.
Literally.
But yeah, I don't know. That's weird. That note, we'll head to the local sports update brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They are open at 1515 West 10th Street. Go get a $50 gift card this holiday season and get a $10 gift card free. You can give that to Tony, Jensen, or myself, or yourself, or a friend, whoever you want. I mean, no pressure, but we'd enjoy it for sure. But yeah, Joplin boys basketball. They're off till next Friday. They play Kickapoo at Joplin. That will be a fun game. That will be on December 22nd. Joplin girls have the Waynesville Route 66 shootout starting tomorrow. And then on the 19th, they host Monette. Then on the 21st, they head to Central. And then next, CJ boys will continue to play in the Mustang Classic this weekend. Then next week on the 19th, they will host Mack County. Webb boys will take on Cassville tonight at 7:15 in the Dome. And then we'll host Seneca next Thursday as well. For the girls, they will host Seneca next Tuesday. And then for Neosho, they head to Seneca tonight and host Aurora on Monday. For the girls, yeah, I think they're good too. And then the boys are good there as well. For Carthage boys, they host Sparta tonight and will participate in the 12 Courts of Christmas next week on Wednesday and Thursday. And for the girls, they host Ray Peck on Thursday the 21st. And we head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Hot Stone Pizzeria. Not feeling like cooking this weekend? Go grab some pizza by the slice over there. Only Wednesday through Saturday. MSSU men and women on the road to Lincoln. Man, this week, last game until Pitt State on January 6th. That's quite a bit of a stretch for the men. But the women do play number 20 Drury in Springfield Tuesday, December 19th in Springfield. But that's all we got here. I announce all next week's games this week because next Friday is my birthday and Thursday got some stuff going on. I think, you guys are chilling with family? You got family coming in, Tony, Jensen, you're heading out, right?
Yep, traveling.
So,
Yeah.
holidays are here. Holidays are here. Yeah, it's going to be fun. Excited for you.
Thank you.
Okay, anytime. But again, end of the episode. Music's here. And for Tony and Jensen, they will not see you until next year. I believe, Tony, you're gonna love it. Rowdy's coming in 2 weeks, and we're gonna give our bowl predictions for the New Year's Six and talk some New Year's bowls. So excited for that one. Ready to get stuff going there.
Nice.
But other than that, we'll see you guys next time on the Sports Timeout.